Take it serious. Take it serious. Take it serious. Yes. Serious. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Life with D Birch. So my name is Dawn Birch. If you are someone who watched my welcome or get to know me tag, thank you for watching that. If you haven't watched it and you're new, go watch it so you can get to know me. It's not really nothing special. It's just me talking about like who I am, what do I do, my plans with the YouTube, and like some other stuff. So just to get to know me. And yes, like I said, if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you are returning from that's the first video I ever posted. This is the second one. So if you're returning, thank you. Thank you. So I'm guessing that everyone that has clicked on this video is trying to learn how to get a 4.0 and trying to create the habits of becoming a 4.0 student, and that's what I am here for. So just keep watching, and we're gonna have a 4.0 this semester. Okay, so I thought it would be best to start this video kind of like explaining like the beginning of my college like journey and how I became a 4.0 student. So basically my first semester here was not great. The other semester wasn't great either following it. My first semester here I got a 2.3 GPA. You know, that's the beginning college, you homesick, you know, you doing stuff you ain't supposed to, you know, you ain't really got your study regimen going yet. Some people don't do that their freshman year, like whatever, but I did it my freshman year. I learned. Now I'm getting good grades, 4.0s, A's, like yes. So and I'm also a teacher scholar, so I am a TA for the psychology department, and I am actually TAing a class this semester. So I believe I do have some good study tips and some good organization tips that will make everybody successful. And if it's not like my goal is to get a 4.0, but you know, it's always them hard classes, you know, if you're taking organic chemistry, like it's, as long as you try your best, whatever grades you get, whatever grade should not define you. I'm gonna start off by saying that. Do not feel depressed, do not feel sad, do not feel no type of way. If you know you tried your best in that class, yo, 100%, and you walk out with a C, you be proud of that C, and that's for real, because grades do not define you. It does not define your future. So I want to start off by saying that. So first thing first, you need to get the right school supplies for you. And what I mean by say that, it depends on if you are a visual learner, if you're more of a doer, like you need to write something down. Would you rather be on technology? Would you rather be on like a binder? That is a very important part of being a 4.0 student. You need to figure out what school supplies are best for you. It's just really, when I say that, I mean, are you more want to be on your computer technology wise, or do you want to be more on like physical paper? That needs to get figured out, because if you're doing both, it can get really crazy depending on like how many classes you're taking, how many notes you're having to take, and it's going to be too much to try to keep up with. So I always say keep your things in one place. So if you know you're going to be more on a computer, then just stay on the computer. Everything just keep on a computer, you know, with your like Google Drive, have like different folders for your classes. Or if you know you're going to be more, feel like you're going to be more on paper, do the binders and like stay with the binders. And so other school supplies, because I am more of a writer, so other school supplies, baby, I'm stuttering. Other school supplies that I feel like you will need, even if you are going to be more on the technology side, flashcards. Technology side, Quizlet. We all know this. Quizlet comes in handy. Colored Post-it notes, and I'm going to talk more about the colors and then also like highlighters. It's better to study things when they are highlighted, when they're in colored pens. So that is definitely something you should look into if you are going to be more handwriting and more like on the paper side, because you don't want all your notes to just be in black pen or black pencil. It's not going to attract your eye. You're not going to memorize things. So get the right school supplies. Another thing I want to talk about is that you can do this on the like technology side, but when you are more with the physical, like binders, papers, I have to color coordinate. Like all my classes have a color. If you can see right there, that is my calendar. There's a whole bunch of colors because each class has a color, and that is the best way to me, especially if you are doing it physical instead of on a technology. You can do it like how I said, if you're on your Google Drive, you can like do a folder and you can actually change the color of the folder. But like with physical things, like my notes for each class, so say like, okay, my lifespan development class, that color's pink. All those notes, like when I'm highlighting something, it's the color pink. That is how I stay organized. When I'm needing to put up papers, I see this pink like highlighted paper, I'm like, okay, I know it's my lifespan development. Put that in my lifespan development like binder. So I would say definitely color coordinate. It doesn't have to be as strict as my like color coordination. It can just simply be that the binder, the lifespan development binder is pink, and that the notes don't have to be pink. But when you have like a planner, let me pull up to this page, everything pink, I know is lifespan development. So that definitely helps, because it sucks having to write down the class or having to look and read your notes trying to figure out what class that comes from. That wastes time. Don't do that. Color coordinate, please do it. That will be a huge step towards your 4.0 journey. So okay, so the next tip that I have is, it's funny because I started doing this about 2 years ago. Not 2 years, well, like 1.5 years ago, and it just went famous on TikTok. Like I don't do exactly how he does it, but it's something I call my master syllabus. So when I get all of my syllabus for my classes, I combine them all into one syllabus, and so that helps out tremendously, because it's really frustrating having to go through 5 different syllabus and like trying to figure out, okay, this is due that day, and then it's just too much. It's too much. And so what I do is I combine mine all into the syllabus, and then he had color coordinated his by the assignments and whether they were reading and whether they were, mines aren't like that. So mine was, I color coordinated by the class, and then I had a tab in one of the columns. Yes, one of the columns, they would have the assignment type. So I would be like, okay, exam or reading, online quiz, in-person quiz. And I will also like defer if it was online or if it was in person, because that, especially now, that matters. You do not want to get anything mixed up, especially if you do have online and in-person mix. You don't want to get that mixed up. So that is one thing I do. But one thing I feel like what makes mine different from his is, one, the color coordination is mine's based off of my class, but 2, I highly recommend this. This is definitely why I had got a 4.0. Every date that something was due, I changed it to 2 to 3 days before it was due. So of course in my head, I knew it was due like 3 days later, but I would not let myself like be like, okay, I'll just wait till it's actually due. I did not let myself do it. So on that syllabus, my master syllabus, I changed the day. Say something was due October 3rd. I changed the day for it to be due September 30th. That way, when you are complete with the assignment, you're like, dang, hold on, I got a question. You got 3 days to ask the professor. And then, some professors be like, hey, you know what, let me just read your essay, or just let me see it. And they see it, and you had so much time to like actually, if you wanted to like give it to your professor, like I just said, you got time to give it to him. You got time to ask questions. You got time to look over things, got time to perfect it. So I highly, the only thing you really can't do that for is exams. So what I would do is I would add like exam study guide, because I create my own study guide, which I'm going to talk about later in this video. I would create my own study guides, but I would make them do actually 5 days before the exam. And so let me tell you something. That saved me, and that's what got my 4.0 for sure, for sure. Changing your due dates way earlier than what they are due. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so number 3, start off your semester strong. Do not miss your first quiz, your first assignment, do bad on your first exam, and have that mindset of, oh, it's just the first. Because nothing is worse than being at the end of your semester and getting a C or getting a B, like a 87, and be like, dang, if I would have did better on that quiz, or dang, if I would have did better on that exam, I could have had an A. Start off strong. And people don't realize when you start off strong, that semester is so easy. You do not have to play catch up. Just start off strong. That first quiz, treat it like the last quiz. That first exam, treat it like the final exam. Just start off strong. Okay, so number 4. This is very important during these times right now, because I'm pretty sure, just like me, everybody has online classes. I have one in-person class, but there's a remote option for it, and so I'm doing that remote because I'm not stepping outside this apartment. I'm not. So have a designated study area and also a designated study time. This is very important. You cannot study in your bed. You cannot do it. You can study like usually at a dining table, or that you can get by with that. If you have the chance to have your own little, like, because I have an L-shaped desk, this is my study area. I don't do anything else. I mean, this is kind of like my vanity right here, but other than that, I don't do anything else over here. Nothing else. This is when I know I sit down in this chair, I'm about to study or I'm about to do something for class. Have a designated study area, because it just puts you in the mindset of, okay, it's time for me to study. It's time for me to get focused. It's time for me to get serious. Okay, so like I said, the reason why designated study time is important, because I don't know about everybody else, but during this time, my days are starting to blend. So when I'm feeling like it, when it's actually a Tuesday, I feel like it's a Thursday. So, that can really put you behind on things, because you're like, oh yeah, like, it's a like, say, I'm gonna switch it. So say it is a Thursday and I'm like, I think it's a Tuesday. That you don't realize how much time has passed, especially like now. I feel like people are more in my boat when I say time is blending, because you're literally doing we're not going anywhere, and we're literally doing the same thing every day. So it's like, just feels like you're repeating a lot. And so just have you a designated study time. And also the reason why this does help as well is because even if you don't have nothing to do during that study time, you can get ahead of the class. And that's why I always advise people to have a study time, because one, it does allow you to stay up with the class. And if you have that designated study time, you are working on that class and you are focusing on that class, and you know that time is for that class. And then when you're like, okay, I have nothing, you can get ahead of the class. So definitely still do the designated study time. If you can't completely understand, literally, I would just say set an hour for each class one day of the week. Now, you might need more than that, but I'm a hard set study time one day of the week for each class for just 1 hour. Honestly, it could be 30 minutes depending on what class it is, but just 30 minutes or an hour. On Monday, have one class. The next day, 1 hour or 30 minutes, another class. That's it. Just do it. And if you ain't got nothing to do, get ahead. Do something else for the class. Do it. Do it. Okay. Number 5. And when I say this goes out for everybody, because I know everybody has done this. Do not procrastinate. And do not do any study jam sessions, all-nighters. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And really do not do those if your class has like those cumulative or comprehensive final exams. Oh, do not do that. Do not do that, because when you do those study jam sessions, you aren't learning nothing. You're just trying to memorize. We all been there. We all been there. We all been there. Them all-nighters, they might have got you that A, but I know it hurt. I know it hurt. And you know, we want this 4.0 to be stress-free, easy, nice. So this, if you do that syllabus, I'm telling y'all, if y'all do that master syllabus and you change your dates to 2 to 3 days before, that first semester when I had did that and I got that 4.0, that was the easiest semester. And it's the fact that I had worked 3 jobs that semester. It was stress-free. So do not procrastinate, and do not do study jam sessions whatsoever. It's gonna hurt. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't. For real. Do not do it, for real. Because honestly, it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's not. It's not. Sleep is way too precious for me to be trying to study. So, okay. So another thing. This might make some people uncomfortable because they're more like introverted, so they don't know how to really just go up. But if you can, communicate with your professors and communicate with your peers. That communication with professors is automatically needs to happen. Like when a professor knows you, it's easier for you to, one, talk to them and ask them for help, but two, also be like, at the end of the semester, you might got like an 89.2. You know, some professors be like, it ain't an 89.5 or above, so I can't give you an A. If that professor knew, okay, they was coming to my office hours, they were communicating with me throughout the semester, like I know them, I know they worked hard, let me give them this A. Communicate with your professors. Also, with your peers. The reason why I say this, especially if it is it's any class, having different perspectives and different views on certain subjects and topics, it might be even like in biology when you're like, okay, I don't understand this thing. That person next to you might, but you might understand something that they don't understand. Communicate and help each other. Like, we both here to succeed. So communicate with your professor and communicate with your peers. But exams. So this is how I view exams, and it's really the preparation for exams. What I do is I always, regardless of what the teacher give me, I might look at it, I always create my own study guides, or actually, study guides, and I also create my own test. So the reason why I do this is because when I'm testing myself, and I'm also, when I'm creating a study guide, this might sound weird, but I'm gonna explain myself. I act like, and it's funny because I'm a TA now, I used to act like I was a TA in I used to act like I was one of the TAs in like an exam review session, and I used to act like I was teaching the material. So, and people don't realize, because you might think I'm dumb for doing this, but actually no, that's why I was able to retain the information. Because if you are able to teach the information, then that means you know it. So that's why I used to try to act like I was teaching it, so I could know, like, okay, I do know this topic, or I don't know this topic, so let me work on it. And then creating the study guides is just simply you're taking the information as you're creating your own exam and creating your own study guide. And then when you're creating your own exam and you go through it and you're doing it and you got a question wrong that you wrote, it's like you're going to remember that better, because you're like, okay, hold up, I wrote this question and I got it wrong. Let me look on it. Let me do some research on it. So I highly advise you do create your own study guide, create your own exam, and also try teaching the information. It ain't gotta be a whiteboard. It could be in your room. I used to be in my room right there in this corner and look out at the window and act like I was teaching about intro to psych. So with the study guide, I'm going to give an example of one that, and this is not my best one. I'm kind of mad because I threw away, dang it, I threw away my best one. But this is from my cognitive neuroscience class last semester, but like study guide. And this was actually kind of what I used to teach and act like I was teaching, and the things like definitions. Let me see if I can find some. Okay, here's an example. So like this right here, I would cover this up and I would try to teach this whole thing and try to mimic this without having, or not mimic, but be able to say this without having to look at it. And so that's what I was doing. And then also like with those certain classes like anatomy and even like psychology classes, because they talk about the brain a lot. That's the importance of the flashcards. That's why I showed them earlier. Draw. Y'all, drawing is important. Very important. And even like with some things that were basic definitions. So these were what my study guides for pretty much every one of my classes looked like. Even got some handwritten stuff. I don't think so, yeah. Some handwritten stuff. I definitely advise getting sheet protectors, because something I also used to do was I also used to do like fill in the blank. So some things that were highlighted, I would like in Microsoft print out another copy, but that would be white. And what I would do is I would take like a wet erase marker, or I would take a dry erase marker, and I would put this in the sheet protector and then write, if I knew it was action, I'll put action. And so once I'm done with this page, I'll go back and see, look at the study key, see if I was right. If I was right, you know, erase it. And then if I got something wrong, I would go ahead and write down, okay, I got movement wrong. So another tip that I have is to have an accountability partner. This partner doesn't have to go to your school. This partner doesn't have to have any of the same classes as you. It don't even honestly have to be someone that goes, it could be your mama, because my mama was honestly my first one. So what I started doing was every Sunday I would meet with my accountability partner, and I would say on that Sunday at the same time, it's the same time every time, but on that Sunday I would be like, hey, this is what I had last week due. I did it all. I turned it in on the dates that I said I was going to turn it in on. These are the grades I got. So your accountability partner is, when y'all meet, it's a judgment-free zone. So it's all honesty laid on the table. So if you know, if you got like a 50 out of 100 on the quiz, just say so. It's okay. Because what you're going to say is like, okay, I got this 50% on the quiz, but on Tuesday, I'm planning to meet with my professor during office hours. We're going to go over the quiz. I'm going to figure out what I did wrong, and I'm going to continue moving on. And then also with the accountability partners, you talk about what's due next week. Go ahead and start getting yourself mentally ready, even if you don't like do to-do lists or write things down, have a planner. If you start to get yourself mentally ready about, okay, what date? Hold on. I do got a quiz next week, but I also got an exam. Okay, wait, I got a written assignment as well. Do that. So that is pretty much all for this video. I didn't want to make it too much. I just wanted to point out the main things that I feel like will definitely get you a 4.0. And I also didn't feel like it was just another one of the videos that said the same exact thing. So I hope this helped. I hope you get a 4.0. If not, like I said at the beginning, as long as you tried 100%, even if you tried 90%, as long as you pass as well, you're good. You're good. And also, whatever happens, do not stress yourself out. Don't do it because it ain't worth it. It ain't. It's not. It ain't worth it. Please enjoy this semester. I know everything with Miss Rona. It's just crazy. So enjoy your semester. Please stay safe, but please don't be dumb. Do not go to parties, y'all. Do not go to parties. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Also, with football approaching, if your college just have football going on, be safe. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Click the like button. Go subscribe. All of that. This is my second video, so I hope you guys really liked it, and I hope you guys want to join the family. So peace out.